Hey, everybody, welcome back to Raw Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Eric. This show is about real conversations, mental health, trauma, healing, and this stuff men are usually told to shut up about. Today's episode is one you've wanted for a while, I would say. Definitely a lot of people have reached out for me about stuff like this because they're interested. So excuse me. My guest here, Michael's from Spores MD. Spores MD works in the mushroom space, functional mushrooms, education, research, and the growing conversation around mushrooms and mental health. We've already had guests on here, the show openly about how mushrooms played a role in their healing journey, PTSD, depression, anxiety. So this topic matters here. What I like about this conversation is that we are not here to sell any or hype up or give medical advice. We're here to talk honestly, what the research says, what people are experiencing, and what lines with legality and especially, helping people. And why so many men are paying attention to this space right now is because there's people out there that are hurting that need this advice. So if you're someone here struggling or just curious or tried the same old answers that don't work, this episode's for you. And before we jump in, do me a favor. If this episode hits you, share it with someone who needs it. Like it in the comments or follow the show. That's how Raw Minds keeps reaching men who think they're not alone. So let's get into it. Welcome, Michael. How's it going,
Hey,
brother?
Eric.
Welcome to Raw
Good.
Minds.
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Thanks for coming,
Yeah.
brother. I like
Excited
to start
for the
off.
conversation today.
Pardon me? Oh yeah, like I said, Sue. So everybody too. This is the first guest of just it's coming on as information strictly, and that's been it's just this is awesome, man. I'm excited for the whole conversation we're have. Like I said before, I had a lot of other guests come on that have used psilocybin to help them through their mental health journey, and they've came on top, man. And myself too. I've used it as well for my journey, and it was a crazy experience because when I closed my eyes and went to sleep, I was told, just go to sleep. Like this voice came in my head. I don't know who the hell's voice it was, but it came in my head. It's like, just go to sleep. Everything's going to be fine. When you wake up, we're going to fix everything. And it was like someone was really like sitting beside me saying this, and I woke up and I felt like a new man. And I can't explain it. Like I really did wake up and feel like a new person. But before we go into that, I do want you to because I'm excited for this. Please plug everything, and we do have an affiliate code, so I will throw that in. So when you guys do check out the website, use my affiliate code, and you'll get hooked up. But yeah, please, on to you.
Yeah. So my name is Michael from Spores MD. And we really try to be a one-stop shop for all your mushroom needs. And we have functional mushrooms, microscopy cultures, gourmet mushroom cultures, and just about everything in between. And, we really want to be where you can go to get mushrooms. Another fun product we have is Muscimol, which we'll talk about later, from the Amanita muscaria, the Christmas mushroom, the Mario mushroom.
Ooh,
And on our website, you can use that code RAW26. You do get 20% off your order. So,
hell yeah.
We value people trying to learn about mushrooms, especially in the West here. Most people don't know a lot about mushrooms. Hey, grandma asked me about lion's mane the other day. That was kind of crazy. So, it's making its way into the zeitgeist.
That's crazy.
We'll get there eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually, can you actually explain a little bit of lion's mane too, either now or later on down the line, wherever, you know what I mean? But I would like to, I don't know much about it, to be honest. I've heard many things about it, but I don't know personally too much about it. So I'd be interested to know about that.
Yeah. Lion's mane is a old mushroom. All the mushrooms are old. Mushrooms are older than the mammals, almost all animals. There's a lot of debate when you start getting back into the millions of years ago record, the fossil record. But mushrooms seem to be older than animals, at least as far as we can tell. So mushrooms are ancient. Lion's mane's a very interesting mushroom. Doesn't grow with a cap, and like a cap on top and spores underneath. It's like a big white blob that has little hairs coming off of it, which is where the spores form on those mushrooms. And it's a very delicious mushroom, actually. Underappreciated for its culinary use.
Really?
It's actually quite popular among vegans. Mushrooms do have all the essential amino acids like meat do. And so mushrooms are a popular kind of staple protein food for the vegan community. But lion's mane makes great crab cakes, which is odd enough. You can peel it apart, and then the flesh of the mushroom is quite similar to crab once it's cooked.
And I guess it gets the mane because it's got you said it was hairy or whatever, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In English, we call it lion's mane. The Chinese call it monkey head. I think it looks
Okay.
more like a monkey head, but we don't have monkeys here. So,
Fair enough.
it's not a common thing to reference, right? But like the way it has hairs on its head, it looks like a monkey.
Yeah, sticking out. Yeah, crazy. Okay.
Yeah. But there's a lot of
Yeah.
emerging research on lion's mane, its effects on the brain, especially. All of the mushrooms are like little biochemical factories. They all make unique compounds that seem to affect us kind of at an odd rate. Um, you know, like animals or plants, especially. Like a lot of the things that plants make really aren't useful for humans. They kind of just go through us. That's not really the case for mushrooms, especially once they're cooked. In fact, most mushrooms are not actually digestible unless they're cooked. So, like when you put white button mushrooms on your salad uncooked, they're tasty, but they don't really do anything for you unless they're cooked. They just kind of go right through you. But back to lion's mane. There's a lot of research on lion's mane and its nerve growth factor impact, which is really like in your body and in your brain, you regrow nerves. I actually had jaw surgery, 10 years ago about now to fix a nasty underbite. And I didn't have any feeling in my face right here for like about 7 years because nerves regrow really slow,
Mhm.
like millimeters a year. And so it seems like lion's mane really helps promote nerve growth. An unfortunate thing about mushrooms and research about mushrooms, you can't patent a mushroom.
Okay.
So if you spend, millions of dollars, even maybe billions of dollars studying a mushroom, there's nothing to protect you to get a return on that research dollar, right? Because everyone can say, oh, sweet, like we can grow lion's mane and we can make it into a powder and sell it. So a lot of natural medicines do really suffer from how expensive it is to do clinical research and then not being able to protect yourself to keep a return on that investment. So lion's mane, yeah, it helps promote nerves regrowing in your body, which has some really interesting
Is it the
impacts.
reason though people also don't use it is just because like why though also like it's not known? Do you think it's because like the pharmaceutical places they don't want you to know this? Because like this is wild to me that I never even knew about wild's mane. Like I knew a little bit about it, but then it starts like growing your nerves and stuff like that, right? Like is there anything else out there that does it? Like why is this, if this is a thing? Because like I jumped on the trampoline when I was a kid. There was a huge rock underneath this trampoline. I did a knee drop. Boom, lost my nerves like all in my on my knee. And for years, man, you know what I mean? Years I didn't have them, right? So, I mean, if I was eating that stuff, I would have them back far, like fast. Not that I really didn't care it was on my knee, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think in general, in the West, we really look for kind of quick solutions to all of our problems. We want to have a medicine that makes the pain go away right now.
Yeah.
And we want to have our feelings change right now.
Instant
And
gratification.
Yeah. And that's not really how natural medicines work. They take time to work. They're promoting your body's ability to fix itself or to maintain itself. And our bodies aren't instant processes. We live fairly long lives, I would say. Some people might argue that. Maybe tardigrades basically live forever. They would argue that we have basically no lifespan, but
Yeah. Fair enough.
yeah. But they're really promoting our body's ability to do the things it already does, helping it do it better.
Okay.
And so, you won't take lion's mane pills and the next day your nerves are regrown and you're feeling better. But maybe you half the time it takes your body to fix that, or a quarter, or maybe you only speed it up by 10%. Is that still worth it?
Yeah.
Probably. So,
well, it's just I think it's also a money thing, right? Probably, right?
Yeah.
And as I mean, like fast. Oh yeah, it's a band-aid pretty much, or like fast. Like it's just
Right.
it's by money. And this, I mean, can you go and pick lion's mane anywhere off like, or is there certain spots, or because like if that's the case, then anybody could go out and do that, and do their same, and take that away, I guess, from the big guys, right? I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah. Lion's mane grows naturally in just about every forest in the US, anywhere that has hardwood trees. So basically everything but pines, conifers, and Canada too. Most places in the world. I think every continent except Antarctica has lion's mane.
Okay, cool.
It's not legal to pick everywhere. I know in the UK it's protected species.
Okay.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense because mushrooms are really a fruit.
Really?
The mycelium, so fungus are made up of a mycelium, which is the kind of the body. Just to show an example, I've got a mushroom block here.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah.
is sawdust,
mushroom
the
block.
brown stuff in this bag.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is how most mushrooms are grown in the US. So this block was sawdust. So all the brown in there you can see is sawdust. The white stuff is mycelium. So that's the body of the fungus growing. It's eating the sawdust. It does most of the breathing also of the fungus.
Crazy.
And then that mycelium is living inside of whatever it's eating. So for lion's mane, that would be a fallen log in most cases in the wild. It's eating the tree, breaking it back down into carbon and making it into soil so that new trees can grow. And then the lion's mane just pops off of the tree. And that's really the reproductive organ of the fungus. And so once a mushrooms usually are only grow for about 2 weeks from the time they're just starting as baby mushrooms to the time they're spoiled and falling off the tree. And so just like picking an apple off of an apple tree doesn't hurt the tree, picking a mushroom doesn't hurt the mycelium. As long as it's already had a chance to spore, which usually happens right at maturity, it has had a chance to spread more spores, to land on more trees, to find new food.
I hate to say this though, but I mean, picking the mushroom up, I don't think you're worried about hurting it when you're going to be putting it in your mouth and eating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
say that,
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to just throw that in there, brother. But yeah,
No, of course.
definitely.
Yeah. A burger definitely hurts a cow,
Yeah.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
they're not delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you can also grow most of the gourmet mushrooms quite easily.
Mhm.
So for something like lion's mane, we do sell grow kits, shameless plug.
No, plug,
So
man. Plug it all,
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Please, please. This is your time. I want people to know where to get you, man. Please plug it all, brother.
Yeah, so that's something you're interested in growing it yourself. It's a bag that comes with the sawdust, everything you need already sterilized, ready to go. And then it also comes with a syringe. So this one's Golden Oyster. So I've already used this one, but the syringe is full of sugar water that has the mycelium growing in it. You inject it into the bag, it grows for about a month, and then you have fresh mushrooms popping off the block, ready to eat. You can cook them up yourself and eat it.
Oh wow. So do
Yeah.
you just poke it anywhere in the bag? Like anywhere you want, and push it in?
Yeah, they come with a injection port. So it's a
Okay.
little piece of rubber that you can
Oh,
poke the
okay.
needle through, and then it closes up behind itself
Yeah.
so that other fungal species like mold that don't
Mhm.
get in your bag and
And that's a big thing
fungi
too,
are,
is mold, because they can travel fast and kill everything right away, right?
yeah, mold is also a fungus, and it likes the same food that the gourmet mushrooms like. And fungus in general is quite territorial. They'll fight each other and they'll waste all their energy fighting each other instead of making mushrooms. And
Really?
so, yeah, if you get a mold or even another mushroom species in the same bag, it won't produce much mushrooms, if any at all.
It's like the UFC for mushrooms then.
Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
I've had some bags that turned into real science experiments.
Really?
It's kind of
So
fun to
and
watch sometimes.
oh, I bet. I like it's obviously goes really slow, but I mean, as a like if you had like slow like had a camera and watched every millisecond, you could probably see it like attacking each other and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they
cool,
they
man.
make like standoff zones. They'll see one eventually start to dominate the other. Yeah, it's
Really?
really wacky.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
they do
this up off
chemical
of
warfare.
YouTube after this, man. I'm gonna real. It's like
Yeah,
chemical warfare.
yeah. The mycelium of mushrooms makes like their chemical factories. They digest outside their body, unlike us. We digest inside our body, so
Yeah.
they excrete the digestion chemicals out, and they can vary those based on what they're trying to eat. And so they'll kind of put those digestive enzymes out of their body and kind of fight the other mushrooms with that
Yeah.
compound. It's
That's
really wacky.
this is blowing my mind because like I'll be just walking and I'll see a mushroom, no big deal. But now, you're bringing this to like who have you taken over down there? You know what I mean? Now I'm thinking like,
Yeah,
like this is really opening my mind, man. So I really appreciate this. This is awesome, man. Thank you for,
yeah. And know like when you pick mushrooms in your yard, it does not kill the mycelium underneath, so they will come back.
yeah. You'd have to
Right. And
dig it up,
so,
I guess, right? That's the only way to do it, or I guess so.
yeah, or you can use chemical warfare
Chemical
yourself.
warfare. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So okay, so enough about lion's mane. Let's go on to probably the main ones. I guess what people really are that are using for mental health here would be what golden teachers and penis envies, I believe. Am I right? They're usually are the main ones.
Yeah. So the psilocybe species, the mushrooms that
Hmm.
make psilocybin, there are other mushrooms that make psilocybin too. If you get like really hardcore in the mushroom world,
Hmm.
there are always new species of psilocybin mushrooms being found. Generally can be quite hard to cultivate. Well, people figure it out. But yeah, you hit the main ones. So kind of magic mushrooms are really taking off in the mental health treatment space. I'm not sure about Canada, but in the US, there are 3 states that have medical psilocybin programs:
Oh, we have it
Oregon,
here too.
Colorado, and New Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go to a store and buy them. You know what I mean? Like we have
Whoa,
mushroom dispensaries here.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome. I
yeah.
mean,
A lot easier
even
than here.
I think you can I don't wanna say this, but I mean, I think you can go to the store and even get, like, DMT pens. They're like vape pens, but they're
Yeah,
DMT vape pens here, and I think they do sell them in the store. I think I heard that. Don't quote me on that, but this is just what I've heard in the grapevine.
sure.
I mean, anything's possible about now at this days. Look at the world, right? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
yeah. But anyways, back to you.
yeah. Yeah, in the US, they're generally to use them legally, it's a clinical setting, so you have
Mhm,
generally a licensed therapist. I mean, you do talk therapy before and after in most states, and during. So you have like an integrated experience, which we're a little bit scared, I would say, in general, of the psychoactive compounds like mushrooms,
mhm,
DMT, LSD in the U.S. from years of propaganda from the drug war.
mhm,
But make sure wherever you are, find out the legality. I'm not a lawyer, so
mhm.
you know, you always have
And
to protect
also
yourself. Don't trust people on the
yeah.
internet.
Yeah, and if you are gonna do it in a safe space, with people that are around you that care, that are there, and we're talking about like this is on a mental health aspect, you know what I mean? This is not recreational. This is on a mental health aspect. I want to say actually, I want to bring up something real quick. Is um, my late fiance, she actually did, and with one of her friends too, they did a mushroom ceremony. It's called. And I think you
Okay.
do you listen to music, it's like an 8-hour thing, right? You listen to music, you have a blindfold on, and you have like a spotter, I guess you would say, or someone that sits with you and walks you through
Yeah.
this healing journey. And you do, I think, like 8 to 10 grams, 8 to 10 grams at one time, at one sitting. And it's yeah, that's what I mean. So you need to be in a setting, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a very, like, this is like, it's a spiritual, it's kinda like the ayahuasca, kinda like walking how people, the witch doctors or whatever, I forget what they're I'm not really too big into that, but, like, what they do, they walk you through it and all this stuff. I had a friend actually that went to Peru and did the whole experience. And that's what they do, and you listen, you got quiet music, but you got to prepare for weeks for this too, right? This is not just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's do this." You know what I mean? There's a whole prepare up to it. You even fast, you do a whole thing like that. And it said it changed her life. Like it changed her life. It brought out demons and things that she never dealt with before. And she got to deal with them in that moment and she felt free. So it was a pretty wild experience going through that. So I just wanted to kind of like, have you heard of something like that before or people do something like that?
Yeah, typically, people call it a hero's dose or hero's
Heroes dose.
journey.
That's another.
Yeah, which is an intense experience.
Yeah. My
I
guest did
I
that.
don't think
Actually,
I'd.
one of my guests did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend that as a place to start.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, I typically recommend people start with less,
Mhm.
because you do get uh, you know, good effects at lower doses also. And then we'll talk about microdosing. But I guess kind of to give an overview of why we think psilocybin works to help with, especially treatment-resistant depression.
Mhm.
And that's really where most of the research is focused. People have tried SSRIs, other antidepressants, and haven't had any success. And psilocybin, along with MDMA, some other compounds, seem to help with that. So what we think, I guess, kind of to summarize research generally, is that psilocybin temporarily disrupts our rigid brain networks and boosts the neuroplasticity in our brains, so the brain's ability to rewire itself.
Mhm.
And this helps us to get out of, I guess, like a negative feedback loop, the negative feedback loop of depression, which is I feel terrible. I'm going to make bad choices, do things that make me more depressed, which is a terrible place to be in.
Mhm. Definitely.
You know, I think your podcast really is to help people get out of that place.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy thing
Yeah.
to do.
No.
And so there's quite a few studies about treatment resistant depression with mushrooms, more than I expected, or more than you would expect for something that's a Schedule 1 drug in the US, which means it has no health benefits. and is extremely dangerous, which I think is crazy that it's still
Yeah,
there, but
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Agreed.
Yeah.
So most of these studies are a single dose of 20 to 30 milligrams of psilocybin, which is about 3-ish grams of mushrooms. Mushrooms don't actually have all that much psilocybin in them, but you don't need a lot, it turns out. And so some examples, 2022 Johns Hopkins study found that psilocybin relieved major depression symptoms for up to a year in many of the participants, about 80% of the participants. So it wasn't like, the next week they were feeling okay. They had a lasting relief. And I believe in that study, all of the participants had tried multiple other forms of treatment and had little to no success.
I can contest on that, man, because I like I said before, I went through that and I felt great. And like I was a different person, man. You know what I mean? Maybe I can't really say how long I felt like that for, to be honest, because this is years ago. This is my early 20s. I'm in my
Sure.
early 40s now. But I mean, I did feel great for a long time. I know that, like I was having suicidal thoughts. I was depressed. It was hard for me to get out of bed. You know what I mean? It was hard, man. And I did that, and it fixed me. It fixed me, man. There's a funny story to the end of that, and maybe I'll say it at the end. And it's not involving me, but some other people that involved. I think it's a great outro for this episode, so we'll keep
Okay.
that at the end there. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. And a follow up study in 2023 showed that a single dose of psilocybin worked as well or better than traditional antidepressants in treatment resistant cases and had fewer side effects. Besides the 4 to 6 hours of tripping balls, uh,
That's not
there weren't,
microdosing, right? That's like a full
no,
like 3 grams or
yeah,
something you're saying? Yeah.
there really isn't any research on microdosing.
Okay.
There's a lot of personal testimony
Yeah.
and anecdotal evidence, but there really isn't any clinical research.
Okay. We can get in that a little
I
bit later.
searched, yeah,
Because I just wanna keep on
yeah,
going with this first. Yeah, yeah, go for it.
yeah. And then last year, a couple of universities in the US, UCSF and NYU, used mushrooms to target depression in Parkinson's patients, which, Parkinson's is a fatal disease. And so, and in general end of life care, mushrooms seem to have a great effect in helping people emotionally deal with, kind of the last years, months,
Yeah.
days of their lives, which is not something that I've had to approach personally, but I imagine that knowing that you have something that's going to kill you, that's untreatable, would put you in quite a depressive state.
Yeah.
As a human, I think that we can understand that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
And so they had great success with people who, not necessarily accepted it, but could move past the trauma of that
Yeah.
and, keep living.
Yeah. It's kinda beautiful actually if you really think about it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone is like on their last I mean, I don't know what it feels like to, not know when my upcoming days could be tomorrow, could be today, you know what I mean? When you have terminal disease, it's scary, and you're withering and then having all that mental, but then like this, kind of I would say like not fixing it like you said, but like I don't know how to even put that into words, you know what I mean? Just like let you breathe for
Yeah.
once, you know what I mean? And just kind of relax, being able to drop your shoulders, and maybe even come to reality that yeah, this maybe brings people to the reality too at the who knows, but it does amazing things, so I'm a testimony, man. Like it fixed me, like I'm all about it. I think it's great, man. It's great shit. And if you're willing to try it, I mean, do it in a setting where there's people around you because it fucking helps, man. It really does. And this is not like, oh, I'm gonna go do shrooms because that's and just do something stupid. No,
Yeah.
like actually do it the proper way. Do it the proper way. Have a good setting, and be with people that you care and do it properly.
Yeah. And a lot of people, especially, I'm about 30 now, especially in the older generation, are very hesitant about this kind of thing. I guess it was a study, survey really. A group convinced a bunch of religious people, like priests, Protestant leaders, Muslim leaders, various religions all over the world to do mushrooms. Overwhelming consensus at the end of the experience, that the mushroom experience made them more religious. They felt more connected to their faith than they did before they did mushrooms. And so don't think that doing mushrooms is going to turn you into a hippie. That's not true. You probably were a hippie already when you did it. You probably just didn't know it.
Mhm.
And so, don't be scared that doing mushrooms is going to make you a different person. It may. It
In a
certainly
better
may.
way. In a better
In a
way,
better
man, I
way.
think. Yeah.
But you know, it's not going to distance you from your beliefs.
Yeah.
So I know that's a big fear for a lot of people. So,
And it's
look
Mother
it up.
Earth. It's Mother Earth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It comes from the ground. You know what I mean? It's not like it's in some lab. You know what I mean? Pull like with this put together, this put together, this put together to make this thing. You know, from everything underneath your grandma's sink. You know what I mean? It's like literally from the earth. You know, it's
Yeah.
from the earth, man.
Yeah. So, keep that in mind when you do it. And you
Mhm.
also don't have to do a lot. Uh, people talk about heroes' journeys. My personal opinion is it's not a good place to start.
No.
Do a little bit, get comfortable, and see if it's something that you like, something that works well for your body, for your mind. And if you have problems like schizophrenia, uh, bipolar disorder, things like that, talk to your doctor, because I think drugs in general are bad when you have mental problems like that. And so, it could still be okay, but don't risk it.
Or
So,
in a setting, like you said, talk to your doctor. You
yeah,
might then there it could be in a setting, you know, in a safe setting. I hate to say this, but maybe even like in a padded room or something, you know, like or something where you're experiencing. I don't know. I mean, this who knows, but something safe, you know. So if you are gonna do it, you know, and you do have those things, like Michael said, you know, reach out to your doctor and say this is what you're thinking. You know, you've heard about the research, you know, and do your own research too. You know what I mean? Like, just don't
yeah,
listen to us. Do your own research, you know, talk to people and figure it out for yourself. Just don't listen to this idiot right here and then this beautiful human
yeah.
being, Michael. Not you. I'm the idiot. You're, yeah, yeah, okay. Anyways, no, just joking. I'm not an idiot. We're just playing. But, anyways, go
Yeah,
on,
Google.
brother.
Yeah, use Google Scholar. That's great for finding research papers. Use ChatGPT or Grok, whatever, and ask it to find research for you. It'll link all the research. It'll help you distill it down. It really is a wonderful tool for not having
Amen.
to read 100 research papers. So that helps. There's also some very interesting things coming up in the psilocybin world. There's a group called Compass Pathways that's doing a lot of research on PTSD in
Nice.
veterans and non-veterans. You can get PTSD besides war, though war causes it a lot.
I have PTSD and other from I
Yeah,
had that before. So yeah, you any type of
yeah,
PTSD.
yeah. And so they actually have an FDA accepted trial coming up in the
Nice.
US, which is great. That
Yeah.
is moving forward into actual, dosing people, which is pretty incredible. 15 years ago, that was impossible here. So
Mhm.
there's some evidence that especially large doses of mushrooms can help with addiction, like quitting smoking or alcohol. Do some research on that. But
I didn't
um,
know that. I didn't even know that at
yeah,
all.
I think all the psychedelics in general do, because at least the introspective ones like mushrooms or ayahuasca or ibogaine,
I
because they
heard
help
of
you examine.
ayahuasca doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ibogaine is another one that's really popular for a PTSD and addiction. It's hard to get in the US, but it's legal in Mexico. And so
I heard
they
they're
have
using
ibogaine clinics.
ketamine. Sorry, I heard they're using ketamine
Yeah.
as well, right? That's a new thing that's popping up as well?
Yeah, ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
All of these things that help you introspect. Um, you know, I think a lot of addiction is rooted in trauma.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
Especially alcohol addiction is to numb
Yep.
yourself. And so, anything that helps you introspect and approach these problems, which men really don't do well. I think that's the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah,
And
that's why
so,
we're here.
yeah, approaching your problems can help you break those habits by, encountering the pain and getting past it and not hiding it.
See, so I wanna challenge something, and I'm not challenge you, but just challenge even myself in
Yeah.
this because I'm on your side in this whole thing. So about the whole thing. But some would probably have to say, like, well, you know, quitting either drugs or alcohol, but using mushrooms. So now you're transferring one thing for another. But I just want to let people know it's not even, it's using it as a medicine. You know, you're using these other things as a crutch to get away from, you know, whatever demons you're fighting, or addiction. But using this is more or less as a medicine, and it's not, you know, using one thing for another, like replacing another thing. Am I correct? I just
Yeah, I think so. And I would challenge, if you've talked to anyone who's done mushrooms before, the day after you do mushrooms, you do not want to do mushrooms again.
yeah.
It's an intense experience. It's, you know,
Oh yeah.
it's like the
You
addiction
gotta
risk is pretty
process
low with
everything, man.
mushrooms.
You're
Yes.
trying to process
Uh,
everything the next day.
yeah. So, is there some risk? Maybe. Um, it's a much lower risk, I think, than like alcohol abuse or,
Mhm.
cocaine or heroin and, you know, opioid painkillers in general. So, yes, it is a substance, but, if your doctor gave you uh, SSRIs, would you just tell your family that you were using drugs and go to rehab? Probably
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
Right. So medicine is a weird word in English. I like other languages that have good medicine and bad medicine as different words because
Really?
they really are. Yeah. I don't remember what the example is.
Putting you on the spot now. No, you're good, brother. It's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good.
Yeah. But any medicine can be good and bad. How you use it is what
And
matters.
abusing it and stuff like that, using it
Yeah.
the right way.
Yeah. So, things to think about. Um,
So
that,
can we talk about like a little bit more about the psilocybin, like what it does to your brain? I know we were touching on that a little bit. Like from I don't know too much, to be honest with you. I haven't done too much research on this stuff, like what it actually does to your brain, but I do know you got like two front glands or something, and they help connect them or something like that. Is that what it does? It opens up those I don't even know the words, man. I'm just gonna sound like an idiot here. Like I'll let you explain it if
Yeah,
I think I'm on right.
our brain is like a electrical circuit in some
Mhm.
ways, a super complicated, tangled mess of wires connecting to each other. And they like to stay where they are, probably for protection. So, if your brain was always rewiring itself, you might not have a strong sense of self. Be a person, I guess, would be hard.
Mhm.
What the psilocybin does, and there are some other compounds in mushrooms that are also psychedelic, which is why the different mushrooms have different effects.
Mhm.
But in general, it helps our brain build new electrical circuits to make new synapses. The term is neuroplasticity, your brain's ability
That's
to,
yes. Yeah.
yeah, to
That
to change, which lion's mane also does, just not in so radical of a way.
mm.
And with
It's a little
the
slower.
psilocybin helps your brain do it very quickly with some interesting side effects.
Yeah. Usually good ones. Usually good ones.
Yeah, usually good ones. At least most
Yeah.
of it's good.
Most of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so the other way that people do mushrooms besides, I guess macro dosing
Mhm.
is the term for taking a lot, is microdosing, taking a little. And if you are worried about having a kind of a spiritual psilocybin experience where you have, the visual patterns that accompany it or, large epiphanies, microdosing is a regimen that people have success with. And so instead of taking, kind of 2 to 5 grams of mushrooms at a time, you take zero point 0.1 grams, 100 milligrams to like about zero point 0.3 grams of dried mushrooms. And people report enhanced mood, focus, creativity, and overall well being. But there isn't really clinical research on this. So I just want to say that this is going to be anecdotal evidence, people reporting their experiences, which I don't discount as much as, kind of the science community does.
Mhm.
What people experience is real.
Mhm.
Just because, you haven't put them in a lab and hooked them up to a machine to monitor their heart rate while they do it, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that the person didn't
It's
have
not
that
true.
experience.
Do you think though any of it could be as well though the placebo effect as well?
It could be, but does it really matter?
No, if it's
Because
working,
if
it's
it
working.
worked,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
sugar pills or whatever, and but you know how doctors
yeah,
whatever. But if it works, it works. I mean, I have a bunch of my friends that take it religiously. Like they take there's a I think there's a group of three of them or three or four of them, and they take them every day. And they live by it and they try to push it on all everybody. Like you guys got to do these, man. It's life changing. So like I mean if they're saying I believe them because they're my friends, you know what I mean? But I would just want
right.
to say like maybe there's a yeah, whatever. I can't speak right now. But
Yeah.
or maybe it does work. But you know what I mean? Like you said, we need to hook it up in order to really do it. But they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like what
Has
is
it
it? They don't.
It's microdosing is a long-term thing. It's hard to like when you do a macro dose, right? You could do it in a
Mhm.
day in the hospital,
Yeah.
do a couple follow-ups. When you start doing studies that are like, okay, like for the next 3 months, check in every couple days,
Mhm.
people just stop responding.
I guess yeah.
Our research is harder over the long term.
That's why money talks, bullshit walks. So pay those guys, and then they'll do
Yeah.
it. Then, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if microdosing is something you're interested in, I would recommend looking up the Stamets stack. So Paul Stamets, you might have seen him in the Fantastic Fungi documentary. It was on Netflix in the US.
Mhm.
It's a great documentary. Highly
It
recommend it.
is. It was actually really good, man.
But Paul Stamets is one of the most respected mycologists. That's a mushroom researcher in the world. But he has his own microdosing protocol. That's a microdose of mushrooms, like zero point 0.1 to 0.3 grams, half to 1 gram of lion's mane, which is he claims is for the neurogenesis benefits. So lion's mane can help you make new connections in your brain. So you get the brain plasticity from the psilocybin. You get the new brain connections from the lion's mane, and then 50 to 100 milligrams of niacin. So this is a vitamin B3, and it really helps improve circulation. There's two types of niacin. There's niacinamide and nicotinic acid.
Is this from
You got
mushroom
to use
family? It's all fungi too?
no,
No.
no.
Okay. Okay.
This is a vitamin or a
Okay.
mineral vitamin, not from a mushroom. But nicotinic acid really helps improve circulation. I did try the niacin. They call it flushing niacin usually, and dude, it makes your circulation so crazy. Like if you take too much, your whole face turns red. I took too much. My neck and my face and my hands
Really?
and feet turned like beet red. Yeah, it was
Wow.
uncomfortable, but it really does help improve circulation. Like my hands are always cold. If I take that stuff, my hands are totally warm.
Really?
No problem. Yeah. So he
I
recommends
wonder how
that to
that
help.
would work for like blood clots though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, would that mess
Yeah.
or would that be
I don't
easier?
know.
That's a I'm gonna YouTube that other video and I'm gonna look this up too, actually. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. But it's the Stamets stack. So he takes the lion's mane and the niacin every day, and then he does 4 days on of psilocybin microdosing and 3 days off because you can build up a tolerance to
Mhm.
psilocybin, and it's really only a problem if you're microdosing. And so 4 days on, 3 days off, or 5 days on, 2 days off. But yeah, give it a Google. The Samet stack for microdosing, widely beloved by people who microdose.
Mhm. And you don't get
Uh,
like you said, you don't get that euphoric, like, seeing things, colors and stuff. I mean, you do like I've tried it, right? But I didn't do it enough. Like I just took one and I didn't really feel anything. But my friends say they do feel a little bit more lighter on their feet, I guess you could say, and not like a high, but like just more present, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Like they did say that, but I didn't take it long enough. Like I tried, I think a couple times, but it wasn't. I mean, it's just not my thing, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, I'm just
yeah,
yeah,
I don't really enjoy microdosing either. I don't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, you really got to spend time and experiment with yourself and find the right
yeah,
dosage and the right schedule. And so, it can definitely be worth it. Uh, but for me, it was not.
yeah. Um,
There
can
is,
we can we
oh,
go
yeah.
into sorry, can we go into I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I just don't want to go like the different types of mushrooms that would do different things. Like, can you throw off a couple by hand if you have that can
Yeah.
help?
There's quite a few types of psilocybin mushroom.
Yeah.
The most popular ones are probably golden teachers. That's the one that everyone knows,
Hmm.
which is a great mushroom. They're very clean. I think, what is it? There's a website, Third Wave. Let me make sure that's right. Sorry for the typing sounds if
No,
you're
you're
hearing
good,
any.
brother. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the thirdwave.co has a lot of really interesting articles about the different types of mushrooms
The
and their
third
effects.
wave.
The third wave. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, expand the mycelial web is really important in the mushroom space. We're not
Mhm.
No one's trying to be gatekeepers or shouldn't try to be gatekeepers in the mushroom space. They claim to have all the knowledge. We got to rely on each other.
Yeah, it's a
That's
community. Thank you, Queen.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's probably the most common one. It's called Golden Teacher for a reason, to teach you. There's also some of the other popular ones, B plus, which you shouldn't use our cultures to grow mushrooms if it's not legal where you are. They're sold for microscopy purposes, so you can do microscope research. But in places where it is legal to grow, B plus is maybe the easiest to cultivate, and so that's why it's popular. It still works.
Yeah, I just want
They
to put
all
a
work.
disclaimer out there, guys. Like, do your research. We're just talking about this stuff. We're not telling you go out, do it. You know, we don't want you to get in trouble. So please do your research before you go out
Yeah,
if you want to get into any of this stuff. Make sure that you can be doing this in your city, town, wherever you, because we're in 94 countries. So wherever you guys are, man, make sure you be able to do it there. I just wanted to put that disclaimer. Just
yeah, agreed. Don't get in trouble.
yeah. And don't tell me you know us if you do. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Tidal wave. So that's a very popular mushroom for its strength. It's a very strong mushroom.
I've never heard of
It
that
comes on
before.
like a tidal wave.
I figure with the name, definitely. Like the only ones like
Yeah.
I told you that I've ever heard was penis envy and golden
Uh-huh.
teachers. Those are the two, but those are the two main ones usually that people are doing that they have, right? But I've never
Yeah.
heard of the other ones, man.
Yeah. Penis envy is called because it looks very
Yeah.
phallic,
Yes.
which is funny. There's some weird ones you might encounter. Enigma, which is
Yeah.
actually a mutant. It doesn't look like a regular mushroom. It looks like coral.
Really?
So quite a difficult one to actually grow. It's super slow, but also extremely strong. There's a contest in Colorado every year for potency, and it almost always wins the most potent mushroom.
Really? For these mushrooms though, okay, go on, but like do they each have like different things that they can help with your brain like these for mental health wise? Like or is it only a certain amount or like a certain ones I mean?
They do vary in strength. I would say in general, they're all going to be very similar experiences.
Yeah.
They might vary slightly
Okay.
in dosage or how well they grow, what they look like.
But
People
relatively
do,
they do kind of the
yeah,
same thing. It's just kind of
relatively,
what you can get your hands on, what's easier to grow, what you're allowed in the city kind of thing. And is it like
yeah,
that or and what's your preference, I guess? I just sorry to cut you off. I just want to say shout
yeah.
out to Queen and
No,
Ed in the live chat there. I appreciate you guys. They're big supporters. I just wanted to say shout out live to them. But yeah,
shout
so
out to the live chat.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they do
sorry, back to
vary,
that.
but
Okay.
yeah, if you're familiar with marijuana strains,
Yeah.
you know, they might vary slightly in their effects. Some might make you feel a little bit more relaxed versus introspective, but they're all, pretty similar.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, especially if you're just starting.
Okay. And then I wanna get a little bit like into you guys more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
let's talk about you guys more, man. Please. Let's like so what do you guys offer? What can people when they come to you what they can discover? And I will again put my affiliate code out there so you guys can get the 20% off. And if you click the little link there, it'll take you right to the website.
Yeah. So we're a mushroom company. We're based out of Arizona, Phoenix area. We have a couple different facilities. We do our spores in the Pacific Northwest because it's more amenable to
Mm-hmm.
the business. They're not like we probably wouldn't want to do that in Texas because they might knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
We're very careful with our microscopy cultures. They really aren't for growing our mushrooms. You shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, we still have credit card processing, which most companies that sell it don't, because they also discuss cultivation, which you shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we started with kind of that space doing well. Our facility is very nice. It meets ISO standards for ISO 7 clean room,
Nice.
which is
Yeah.
really necessary when you make mushroom cultures. They get contaminated very easily, and then
Mm-hmm.
your grow is ruined. So yeah, great facility up there. We maintain great culture stock. They're usually pretty fresh. It's rare that you'll get a culture syringe that's older than 2 months old. So they generally have a shelf life of around a year to two in the fridge. So you'll have plenty of time to use it. You're not getting duds.
So
And if
you
you do,
can
reach out.
you get it You put it in the fridge, like, because I know it's you. Like my friend, he was. I'll get into a little bit later at the end here, but like you want to be in like a dark, kind of a damp area or something. Not maybe not damp, but like a dark, like area. That's where they grow. So are you like he would? I don't want to go too much into that, but like, of his.
Yeah.
But is that like? Do they have to be in a dark, or you can put them in the fridge? Like this is new to me, so
The cultures, the microscopy cultures we have, um,
yeah,
they they can die, especially when exposed to high heat. So you do want to keep them in the fridge
okay,
if you're storing the cultures. You shouldn't use them to grow mushrooms.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, no,
Um,
no, no.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm talking about the wrong things then maybe. Sorry. Maybe I'm thinking of
yeah.
the other.
So the cultures that we sell are just like a syringe like this.
Okay,
This
okay.
one's
Then I'm
this one's
I'm
very
talking about the wrong shit.
yeah. This one's old and I didn't store it in the fridge, so it's getting kind of nasty.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
So if you get your syringe and you're not going to use it right away, throw it in the fridge. But
Okay.
there's plenty of instructions in there. But the mycelium is alive, and so
Okay.
it can die. Uh,
So, and those bricks that you get, do the mushrooms come outside of it or they're inside, you have to cut them open? Like how does that work?
the grow kits.
Yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place, but you just brought that up. So that was
Yeah,
a question I wanted to answer before.
yeah. So the here, let me grab a bag. I'll be off
Yeah, yeah,
camera
yeah.
for
You're
just a
good,
second.
brother. You're good. You're good. It's all good.
Yeah. So these grow bags. This is actually from Grow Magic. They're a partner company we work with. So you're
No,
not
no,
allowed
I'm
to
talking
sell
about
microscopy
no,
cultures.
I'm talking about that one bag you showed with all the like yeah, yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this will
that's one.
be so when we sell the grow kits, it comes with a block like this,
Okay.
which has grain and sawdust for the gourmet mushrooms. So we do have gourmet cultures like lion's mane, pink
Yeah.
oyster, delicious, fun mushrooms to eat, which is really my favorite thing. I love gourmet mushrooms. So you'll get a bag like this and a syringe like this. The syringe comes with a needle. So you'll wash your hands, use the rubbing alcohol wipe to clean everything off. The front of the grow port here, the injection port. So you'll clean everything off with the rubbing alcohol so it doesn't have any bad mold or bacteria on it to contaminate the grow. And you'll put a needle on the syringe, poke it in the bag, shoot the syringe in, and then
Full
you'll start to
syringe?
see mycelium. We have two sizes of bags. The little ones are half a syringe. The big ones are a full syringe. Either way is fine though. If you use
Yeah.
more, it'll grow a little bit faster, but then you only get to do one.
Yeah, okay.
White, the white mycelium will start to grow all throughout the bag. You can shake it up once the grain. So the mycelium really likes grain. It's super nutritious. So it'll eat all the grain. Once the grain's all white, you shake the bag up, spread everything out. It'll start to eat all of the sawdust or dung in the bag. And then the mushrooms will start to grow out of the top, or you can cut a hole in the side and grow them out the
Oh,
side, depending on
cool.
the species.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then that
So they'll
other
have
one is just a
instructions.
bigger the other one though, sorry, is the white the big white one? That's a different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is some of my own home experimentation.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, I have a farmer's market stand separately from Spores MD in the summer.
Oh,
So
cool. Hell yeah.
yeah, so
Cool, man. Good for
that
you.
was experimenting with some new species of oyster mushrooms.
Cool, man. Sorry, so back to you guys. I just wanted to kind of bring that up just so people
Yeah,
had a yeah, yeah. So back to you guys.
yeah. So we started with syringes, and then we expanded into muscimol. So the Amanita muscaria mushroom, the red and white kind of Mario mushroom. It's also called fly agaric, if you've ever heard it. But it has a compound in it called muscimol that is it is psychoactive. You typically don't want to do doses that are in the psychoactive realm. It's not a as positive, fun of an experience. Beneficial of an experience. It's kind of terrible. So, in lower doses, muscimol is great. The problem with amanita mushrooms is that they also have a compound called ibotenic acid that's toxic,
Mhm.
can kill you toxic.
Oh, yeah.
And so we started getting muscimol, super pure muscimol, and making muscimol products like gummies and chocolates. And they're dosed at about 6 milligrams of muscimol a piece, which is about perfect for its beneficial aspects. So it really helps with insomnia. If you can't sleep and you take a muscimol gummy, you'll be out in like about an hour.
Oh, wow.
Even if you like really struggle to sleep, it works on the brain. In some ways, it has a anxiety and stress reduction, similar to the effects that you might get from a benzodiazepine. It works on the GABA receptors in the brain in a similar way, though it has a lower addiction risk from what research would indicate. And so it really helps with anxiety and stress reduction, sleep. And I haven't met anyone who uses it for it, but there's a lot of stuff online about people using it for cluster headaches,
Okay.
migraines, and alcohol withdrawal support.
So migraines,
Muscimol.
really.
Yeah. Yeah. For Muscimol. There is one study. It was only like 15 people. So not a huge study. I would say
Yeah.
not really enough to tell anything, but they used it with people with like really bad chronic migraines. And they took like what would be about half of a gummy of ours. So about 3 milligrams of Muscimol as soon as it started to onset. And most of them experienced abortive migraine. So they started to get a headache and then it went away
Okay.
before it turned into a real migraine. Uh,
Does it? Because I know you said like if you take a lot of it, you can give. It's very uncomfortable, right? Like the psychedelic. So if you take your gummy, what is that? What would that do? Like, is that just plain? You won't really feel anything. It's just more or less.
I would say like calm euphoria.
Okay.
It's like anxiety and stress reduction.
Like you're saying, yeah.
If you
So it
take it,
kind of like just bring you down to earth in a sense, like calm your
yeah,
nerves, everything. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, it might make you a little bit sleepy.
Like
So
you
I
were
wouldn't
saying,
take it
yeah,
if you're gonna, go on a long drive or something.
yeah. Okay.
But if you want to sleep, it's. I was on another podcast a couple weeks ago, Boost Your Biology, which was great, and it's a guy who's like really in the medical side of things. I'm like,
Hmm.
kind of biohacker is the wrong term, but really into
Yeah, I get what you're
human
saying.
performance. Yeah. And he said that he had a guest on who was talking about sleep, especially like tracking REM sleep in his clients. And the only time in his entire history of helping people with their sleep that he saw somebody get more than 3 hours of REM sleep in a night was when they took Muscimol.
Really?
Yeah. So, not a lot of research on it, but I think it's kind of the next frontier of like getting deep sleep. I think Muscimol has we'll see what happens, but
Yeah. Is it
you
just
start to
breaking
see
the
some
surface
data.
right now? It's just kind of
Yeah,
breaking the surface? Okay, cool.
it is in Western medicine. Muscimol has been
Yeah.
used in the Amanita muscaria mushroom has been used for like 3,000 years, especially in like Siberia. And so, you know,
And
is
we're
there
just
Western
catching up
research on it?
now.
Not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just kinda catching up onto that. Just like I got big into last year, like Sheila Jeet. I don't know if you know Sheila Jeet. It's like,
Uh huh.
I think
The
was it
Tibetan rock goop.
yeah, and it's like 86
Yeah.
minerals in it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's I got like I didn't buy it myself. Like I've just like got like did my research because I want to know before I met actually a guy when I was doing construction and he was on it and he says, "Man, it changed my life." So I was thinking about picking up, but I still haven't made that step because I mean, I don't know. It's just like it looks like tar. You know what I mean? It looks like
Yeah.
black tar, right? But I mean, I don't know. I think I might do it this year and just try it for see what the effects of it.
Well, we're working on a new product right now.
And they have lines. Is it lion's mane? Yeah, they have lion's mane in it as well.
Yeah, we're working on a new product that's a shilajit and mushroom powder,
Hell yeah.
and also a manuka honey and mushroom powder. They're
Okay.
not out
Okay.
yet. They're almost ready to go.
Well, if you guys need anyone to sample them, man,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know where I'm at, man.
When
Definitely.
we get them in, I'll shoot some your way.
Fuck, I'd love that,
That's funny
brother.
that you say shilajit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I haven't tried it yet, so that I'll be a good test subject for you guys. So I'll tell you, you
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah, man. So
yeah.
definitely.
So we got into the Muscimol products, which have done pretty well. It's not a huge market. Most people don't know about it. The biggest market for it really is like smoke shops
Hmm.
because you can get, if you ride the line between unfun and sleepy, it can be a good time,
Hmm.
but it's a tough line to ride for Muscimol. Not sure how I'd recommend using it. And then recently, in about the last year, we've started to grow into the functional mushroom space. So we have gummies now of lion's mane. So lion's mane for memory in the brain, which there's a lot of good research on. We spent a lot more time on the psilocybin, but just know that lion's mane actually does have a lot of research. And actually, one more
No, do
factoid.
it, brother. It's all good, man.
So a Korean university, Kyunghee University, sorry to the Koreans out there on the pronunciation, my bad. But they studied 87,000 people for depression symptoms and diet. And they found that people who consume mushrooms at least once a month had a 18 to 14% lower risk of depression symptoms,
Wow.
with stronger effects in women and anyone over 40.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's not correlation and isn't causation, right? But it's possible that eating mushrooms in general helps reduce depression. But I think in general, it's more that, food's the number one thing you put in your body. You eat more food every day than you could ever take medicine,
Yeah.
on a mass basis. So, if you're eating the right foods, healthy whole foods like mushrooms, meats, plants that aren't processed, I think that helps with depression.
Eating
But kind of
healthy
crazy,
definitely does.
yeah, that it was like a 10, kind of middle of the range, 10% lower risk of depression symptoms just eating mushrooms once a month. So eat your
That
mushrooms. They're not scary. They're good. If you don't like white button mushrooms, regular ones at the grocery store, I try some different ones. They can be a little bit more expensive, but they're so delicious. Oyster
what about
mushrooms are very good.
truffles, right? Truffles is a mushroom, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Truffles are from a fungus that makes
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Truffles themselves are a sclerotia,
Okay.
which is like a battery that the mycelium makes to store energy for the winter or for
Crazy.
hard times. So it's not really a mushroom. It's not really mycelium. It's somewhere in the middle. Very healthy in general.
Like a hybrid almost, in a sense.
Yeah.
In a sense. I don't
It's
know.
a it's like an extra organ that some
Yeah.
fungus have.
Okay.
Most don't have it, but some do.
Okay.
I, Mushrooms, fungus in general are goofy. Okay. The more I learn about them, the weirder they are and the less I think I understand them. Um,
Well, you
there's
told
just
me
so
they
many.
have war and use like biological warfare. That blows me
Yeah.
away, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
YouTube this after, man. I want to watch. I want to see this. Like that's crazy, man. That's wild.
Yeah. So we have our lion's mane. We also have cordyceps gummies. So cordyceps can help improve your stamina and performance. There's some evidence that it increases your ATP production. So that's what gives your cells energy. And some evidence that it can help you increase your VO2 max if you're like a endurance athlete. In Chinese medicine, it's really regarded for for male performance,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say.
I'll get
I
what you're
don't know if
saying.
the show's age restricted.
No, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's to get your fuck on.
Yeah, to get
That's
your
what it
fuck
is.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some evidence that it can help you boost your testosterone. We also have reishi, which reishi is probably the most revered mushroom in Chinese medicine.
Reishi.
Yeah, Reishi, reishi
Reishi. Okay.
mushrooms.
Okay.
So there's a lot of evidence that reishi is great for your immune system. It helps your body fight. It boosts your body's ability to fight infection and maybe even cancer cells.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
Also, there's some evidence that reishi helps with allergies. And in Chinese medicine, it can be recommended for allergies. Something interesting about reishi. And then we also have turkey tail. Turkey tail is my favorite.
Turkey
That's
tail.
what I take. Yeah, I take
Okay.
turkey tail mushroom just about every day when I don't forget. Maybe I need lion's mane. But turkey tail mushroom is the most researched medicinal mushroom. Japanese people, Japan and China eat like most of the world's mushrooms, like more than 50%.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, in Japan, there's a specific polysaccharide, which is, I won't get into it, but there's polysaccharides in mushrooms. And one of the polysaccharides in turkey tail is prescribed in conjunction with cancer therapy in Japan. So they
Mm.
specifically extract this polysaccharide from turkey tail mycelium, and they prescribe it to people who are getting chemotherapy. Kind of the average of the studies is around a 25% increase in survival rates
Oh wow.
for people going through chemotherapy. Yeah.
That's amazing,
Um,
man. 25%
and
is huge if you really think about it. It's
huge.
huge,
Yeah.
man.
And so it really seems to supercharge your immune system. And when you're getting chemo, your immune system is so
Yeah, killed
suppressed.
it. Yeah.
Having the turkey tail at least seems to give your body some chance.
Some fight. My mom's actually
Yeah,
got
some
she's
fight.
going through cancer right now. She's got lung cancer in both of her lungs. So, but I mean, she's 82, man. She's lived her life. You know what I mean? So, I'm already waiting for it. I guess you could say she's already prepped me and my sister. So it's okay, man. She's 82. She lived her life. You know, she created this
Yeah.
beautiful human being, and she's good to. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's all good, brother.
Leaving a legacy. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly, brother. But yeah, so like I was trying to say is like I should actually maybe try to give this because her immune system is down. You know what I mean? Because of what's going on. I mean, just give her a little bit more chance. Who knows to help fight? Who knows, man? Or maybe
Yeah.
I'm just
So
being selfish. Who knows? I don't know.
yeah,
Anyways,
turkey tail. Turkey tail's great. It's my favorite.
sorry, I had an alarm just pop off there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I didn't even hear it on mic. So
Yeah,
if you're gonna take
I have it noise cancellation. I'm just gonna turn them off because it was for yesterday. Sorry about that. Okay, anyways, go on. Sorry,
No,
everybody.
you're fine. If you're gonna take one mushroom, probably turkey tail or lion's mane is what I'd recommend. I love turkey tail. I think the immune system being healthy is very important. That's where I would go. Turkey tail.
Hell yeah, hell
And
yeah.
we do have turkey tail gummies on Spores MD. You do get to use that promo code and get a discount on it.
I'm just doing it right now. There it is.
Yeah, they're very tasty. Sometimes mushroom products like that are gritty or bitter, especially Reishi
Mhm.
can be very bitter. Ours are locked in. They're dank gummies.
Hell yeah, hell
Absolutely
yeah.
incredible. So we are working on some other products. We're working on a tincture right now. We're working on a honey and mushroom extract product to add to like teas and coffees.
Hell yeah. Honey is
Those are coming down the
amazing
pipe.
too, man. Great benefits in
Yeah.
honey, man. Amazing benefits in honey.
Yeah. And so we're using a Manuka honey.
Nice.
So, some real live honey,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
corn syrup with flavoring.
No, no, real stuff. Have you ever had those honey cones? Like real honey, like, and you eat honey cones for like the honey? Wow, man. And like
Yeah.
the real, like if you haven't had real honey, you guys need to go and have some real honey, man. It's crazy. It really is.
I was next to a lady at the farmer's market that was a beekeeper,
Yeah.
and she did something really interesting. She would take early season honey and late season honey, and she kept them all separate. The early season honey was super floral and bright.
Mm,
It was a really like light honey, and
mhm.
the late season honey was dark and it tasted almost molassesy because the bees are eating different things at different times of the year. And so the honey is different. And so
Oh,
usually honeys are all
cool.
blended. Honeys, they just blend everything together to make it kind of, homogenous.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. She only had like 8 beehives. So I got a bunch of her honey, and
Cool, man.
it was really interesting to see, like, holy cow, how different honey can be based on what the bees are eating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and probably also like the different environments that they're in too. So honey's gonna taste different somewhere else in the world than it is gonna taste here
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the different, I guess, the nectars in the trees and the pollen and all that other stuff too, and whatever they're eating. I don't know. I don't know really what bees eat, but yeah, stuff.
I don't know. A hobby
Bees.
for 10 years
Yeah.
from now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a
Well,
future
man,
hobby I'll get into probably.
why not beekeeping, man? Why not, right? Why not, man? You get free honey too. There you go, man.
Yeah. It's mushrooms for me for now.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, I wanna just take the time and say thank you guys for coming out here and showing all this, but I do want to unless you have anything else you wanna talk about, brother, like, is there anything else that you
No.
wanna no? Okay, I do wanna tell this story because I said I would say it to the last, so
Yes.
it's
Please.
kind of a, like, crazy story. So, I was in my I'd say, early 20s, I would say, and when I did this, right? So, my buddy gave me some mushrooms. He was on Viceland. Let's just say that. I don't wanna get too much in it, but he was in Viceland, if you know, and he
Okay.
had his own little mushrooms thing going on. So he gave me mushrooms like, "Hey man, like really get into this. Like this is gonna save you, right?" So I like I said, I did it. There's a bunch of people around. Well, that night, my other buddy shows up from work. He's not even a buddy. He was just a acquaintance, right? And he called me. He was
Mhm.
in. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come by." He came by. He was trashed, drunk. Right. So I was like, "How did you get here?" He's like, "I drove." I was like, "No, no, like, you can't drive. Like, you need to stay here." And we're sitting down, and it was two of my other buddies and and then him, and then all of a sudden he started going crazy, and he's like, "What do you mean, man? Why did you say that about me?" We're like, "No one said anything about you. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Forget this." Gets up and boost runs out of my house. We're like, "What the heck? Like, where did he go?" We hear him start his car. I'm like, "Oh no! Like this guy's like drunk. Like we got to he can't be driving." We run outside. He flies it down the alley, hits like this little ditch, like in the alley. His truck is on its like side, pretty much in this ditch. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I can't deal with this. I can't. I go inside. Like, I can't deal with this, right? And I just got custody. Like, I just won like for my daughter, right? Like, 50-50. I just did the whole court thing, and I won 50-50 through my daughter. at the time. So I was like, I can't deal with this, right? I go back inside. 10 minutes later, he comes out. He's like, my car, man. He like just rips open my door, runs in my house. My car, man, my car. Mind you, like I just took like 5 grams, man. You know what I mean? This is the last thing I want to
No.
like deal. It's not kicking in yet, though. Thank God, right? But it's the last thing. I'm like, I can't deal with this, right? He ended up like calling someone, getting like someone picking up, and thank God, right? Like, thank God that's as far as he got, right? And no one got injured. His car was in the ditch. I think in the morning they pulled it out with the tow truck. He left it there all night. But anyway, so I was with my 2 buddies. I go to sleep. I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep. And mind you, my buddy actually gave me a bag. He gave me about a half ounce, okay, of it. I took 5. That was it. That's all he told me to take. I wake up. It's about 7 in the morning. And I come outside. I'm like, "Where's my friends, man? Like, where'd that? They're supposed to catch at like 11 o'clock, right? That the next day." And I'm like, "Where?" But his backpack's there. So I'm like calling. I'm calling him. His phone's off. About an hour later, I'm like, "What the fuck did they just leave?" About an hour later, I get a phone call. He's like, "Oh, you're up, man." He's like, "Oh, we just decided to go for a walk. We ate a whole bunch of them. The bag is empty now. We've been walking around. They're not from my area. They've been walking around all night, eating, trying to find their way back to my house. They made it like across the town. They're at the mall and walking around like we didn't know what to do. We don't know where we are because they're not from here." And they just like kept on eating mushrooms as they were going. I'm like, oh my God. So I had to drive to the mall, go pick them up, brought them back. Meanwhile, I'm feeling great, man, and these guys are on
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? It was crazy. Anyways, I thought I just wanted to share that at the end of the episode. It was a crazy time, man. Wild. But I mean, it saved my life though. It really did. Like those mushrooms I did that night, man, saved my life. Like honestly, I was very depressed and I was having some demon thoughts, man, and it really did save my life. So, I mean, I'm proof of it. You can check it out, do your research, and make sure that you're allowed to do that stuff in your city, right? Make sure, do all the right, cross all the checks or whatever, cross the T's, dot the I's or whatever the bullshit is, do all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I
Check
just
it
want
out.
to,
Be safe.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Be
exactly.
safe.
That's the number one. Be safe and have a spotter. Have someone with you. You know what I mean? And have fun at the same time, though. Have fun. You know what I mean? Like life is about having fun. This is your journey. Have fun as in like fixing yourself. Like have fun in it. Like wanna push forward. And be better and make yourself better. And learn because in these moments, this is where you learn more about yourself, and that's what I mean. Have fun, like find out who you are, and grow like a mushroom. Fucking come out of nowhere, you know what I mean, and be that person that you were meant to be. Anyways, that's my 2 bits. I want to say, Michael, thank you, man, for coming in. Thank you for you guys to Spore MD. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. I will be definitely checking out some of your stuff because I really want to try that for sleeping. What's it called again?
Muscimol.
Muscimol. That's it. Muscimol. I have it written down actually here. Muscimol. Yeah, I want to try that for sleeping because I haven't been sleeping well. My buddy Lee gave me some stuff that works really good. But I want to. I like trying different things, man. So I really want to try this Muscimol. So I'm gonna reach out for that too. But
Yeah.
let me
Please.
know too, man, when you get the Sheila Jeet, brother. I'll be I'll
Yeah.
be you guys' the guinea pig for sure. Okay,
All
well,
right, Eric.
I want you to plug one more time where everybody can reach you, and
Yes.
we'll go from there.
SporesMD.com. Check out all our products. We do have a TikTok shop, but there's no code there, so don't go there. Get it on our website for the best deal and support Eric. And be safe.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy your journey. And I hope you have a great life.
There we go, brother. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming out. All that info will be in the bio, so just scroll down, check it out. But make sure you watch this whole video. Well, you did watch the whole video because this is the end, and I'm telling you this right now, so you have to hear this. So, yeah, there we go. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next weekend. Take it easy. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Awesome.